This is, at its core, a relaxing game, a chill experience, spiced up by some local mystery and intrigue. So there's plenty to sink your teeth into, but there will be no racing the clock with spells. We are about to run a plant shop. In we go. Vibe check. The streets of Undermere are narrow and claustrophobic. In many places, the buildings lean out at the upper floors so that neighbors can reach across and shake hands, or, more likely, exchange unpleasantries. When I was in Germany, many of the towns have these ridiculously close claustrophobic buildings that even reach over and connect. Apparently this was just very popular evolutionary architecture at some point. It's cool to see. Strange Horticulture is a small shop situated away from the main thoroughfares, but it has the advantage of being one of the few buildings in Undermere that stands alone. Plants, you may have noticed, need light, and light is in short supply at street level in this town. Recently, the shop passed to me after the death of my uncle. There's much to learn, but one thing is already clear. The rare and unusual plants that he stocked have their uses after all. Day 1, Friday. This game features some small text. If you're having difficulty reading, you can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Okie dokie. Let's take this down ever so slightly. Oh, auto-labeling. This wasn't in the demo. I'm gonna do it myself. I'm running the volume slightly higher overall than I do with like Storybook Brawl, but I do want to make sure that y'all can hear the rainy ambiance, even if it's just kind of layered tickling the back of your noggin or whatever. I've found it, says the text. An excerpt on the elusive Wandering Bew. Come to the library in Ambleside, and I'll tell you all about it. I even found something on the Gilded Dendra that might be of interest. Simone. P.S. Give Hellbore a good scratch behind the ear from me. Can you hear it? They captured the cat purr. 10:25. Somebody's real-life cat who's watching right now is very confused. Actually, no. Sometimes the cats seem like they understand the TV. Dogs, though, they don't get it. This is our shop. Up top, we have all of our plants. We will get more plants over time as we find them, get gifted them, whatever. Oh, this time we have a watering can. That's interesting. I didn't have to water last time, so there's some new features. We can press the bell to start the day and begin interacting with people, but let's explore our space, see what we've got going on. A little note that just seems to depict what looks like kind of a tulip, but upside down. Don't know what it means. Maybe we'll find more of these. Can open the drawer to look through our items. We've got more letters. Dangerous plant. Grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Backbarrow. Keep it secret. Dangerous plant. Grows sparsely in the hills to the northeast of Backbarrow. Strange Book of Plants. Aha! This is our encyclopedia to help us start identifying plants. It says this encyclopedia can be used as a reference to help identify plants. Note that where I have included sketches, these are not always intended as an aid to identification. Often the description will be more useful to you. Remember to take extra care when dealing with poisonous plants. I accept no responsibility should injury or death occur as a result of misuse of the encyclopedia. Put that back. Is that a picture of a bluebell? Kind of looks like it, right? Why is my cat in this game? Because it could be. Because it was able to do so. A map of Undermere and the surrounding area. This is how you explore in this game. We'll come back to it. It looks like when we found the map, we got a bunch of little compasses, which went over to a will to explore. Ah, this is how you actually open the map to go somewhere. That's cool. We have this little tool that's available. It's barely large enough to reveal a single map square in the middle. It's got some markings along the edges, but I don't know what it means yet. Oh, weird. If you look closely, do you see it? There's like an X marks the spot that's reflecting in the magnifying glass. You know what? That's supposed to be a ceiling light behind us. Or a window. That's cool. Do you see it? That's really neat. It's a nice touch. Go back. We have a few places that we'll go to soon, but... Oh, there's an archive now. Cool. So we can archive old notes, as an example. I don't remember that. I don't remember that being in the pre-release either. Okay. Lots of things to do. A rising dread on 0. Closer inspection, we can drag a plant here to take a look at it. Several opportunities for us. We can go to the hills northeast of Backbarrow to get a dangerous plant. And we want to go to the library in Ambleside to talk to, it looks like, a friend, Simone, in order to get some information about some plants. Why don't we go to the library in Ambleside first? Ambleside. And it looks like this marks, I see, they have a little dot to show you the exact location. In we go. Does it make sense so far? I don't feel like there's anything too incredibly complex, especially coming off of Storybook Brawl. Storybook Brawl, you can watch for 20 hours and still not know what's going on, but I think that this game reveals itself pretty immediately, at least in terms of the basic mechanics. But I do want to quickly pause and make sure we're all Gucci. We haven't yet shown interacting with customers, but that's coming next. That's going to be a lot like Potion Crafter, or as someone said, Papers, Please. You know, that kind of reciteer, Papers, Please, interact with customers. They'll come in, tell you about some grievance. You need to identify the cure to their problem, figure out which plant it is, and offer it to them, right? So that's going to be the flow. That's going to be the flow. Magnify the cute cat. Good idea. We should try that, actually. Right when we get back from Ambleside, I'll try to magnify the cat. Is it the same flower as the one on the book's cover? Oh, good question. We'll check that out when we get back to Epsilon Rose. Nice look. This is single player, Downton Boss. That's right. Cool. Let's go. Ambleside. The library here in Ambleside is one of my favorite haunts. Simone, the librarian, is always helpful and friendly, and shares some of my passion for unusual plants. Today she's grinning ear to ear and can't wait to show me what she's found. 2 book entries and a little picture of the library. Collect. These will automatically go into our encyclopedia. As we are gifted extra book entries from interactions like that, it will help us identify even more plants. And just to show what they look like here, We got an identification for the gilded dendra, Morisca obetus. Do not drink the sap of this plant. The lips and veins will turn black as the blood succumbs to dendra miasma, a sure and painful way to die. The poison is so potent that even touching the leaves of the plant can be painful. And wandering bew, so called because this fungus can move slowly in the dark. It's been known to cover distances of up to several meters in a single night. The gills on the underside of this mushroom form beautiful, flowing lines. They are also quite hard and sharp, earning this plant the nickname Fingersbane. We don't happen to have either of those plants right now, do we? I think you start with the wandering bew. I want to try something. You can move the plants around arbitrarily. The wandering bew is a fungus. I remember that we were able to check this last time by setting some plants up to move. I think this one is called like fire something or smoky something. I didn't play for very long. We played for like all of an hour, right? So most of this will be new to me. You can magnify the cat. This is the same symbol from the front of the book. So there is something substantial going on with this particular plant, isn't there? That's cool. Let's archive that. I don't know what this means, but we can come back to it. We went to Ambleside. Let's go check out this dangerous plant that grows sparsely in the hills northeast of Backbarrow, huh? Hills northeast of Backbarrow. So the question is, where's Backbarrow? Found it. And that looks like hills. Actually, they kind of look like mountains to me, but I guess it depends on who you are. The weather changes fast out in the hills. What started as a gray morning has turned into bright sunshine. A good thing, too, because it takes me several hours to find what I came for. By the time I'm done, the cloud is sweeping back over, a cloak of unwelcome shade. Collect. New plant acquired. Now remember, it's said that whatever this is deadly. Red fruits, long flat leaves. There's kind of two directions that you can approach this game, right? You can start looking at your plants and try to identify them on your own. Or just for the sake of advancing the game a little bit so that people can understand it, there is also the option. I guess I should mark this as dangerous at least if I'm not going to figure out what it is. Let's mark it as dangerous. Oh, they've got colored tags now. That's so hype. A color for dangerous? Red. Red means deadly. So we could start going through all of our plants, looking at the encyclopedia, and just chill and try to identify them all, which I honestly might choose to do, but also we can press the button. I must have walked past this shop 100 times without ever stopping to look. What a wonderful place to spend your day, surrounded by plants. I came here because I have an unusual request. At night, I hear whispered voices, too faint to hear clearly, coming from the floor above me. But nobody lives up there. The rooms are empty. My curiosity has gotten the better of me. I must find out what they're saying. In this case, we've been given a tag. St. John's Poppy. We won't always be told exactly what plant to use. This time we are. St. John's Poppy. According to the book, St. John's Poppy, or scientific name Papaver velemity, The vibrant petals of this flower can be brewed to create a draft to create a draft that can greatly improve the imbiber's hearing ability. The flowers of the St. John's poppy are bright red with a yellow center. It's looking like this guy. The flowers are red with a sweet scent. No information in the book about the smell, but that sure is a bright red flower with a yellow center. I don't see anything else that we would own that's competing. Let's give it a shot. Use it. St. John's poppy. Plant identified. Rewards. Book entry. Collect. Got a new entry for a new plant? Clavilium. According to legend, clavilium can be used to open any lock, no matter how complex or secure. The heart-shaped leaves have earned this plant the nickname Lovelock. Now, we don't give away the whole plant. We still have it. You know what? I think that I'm going to turn on... Well, no, I really like doing this part, honestly. It feels kind of fun to do the labels myself. I'm glad that they added auto labeling because I may choose to turn it on later, but I'm also glad that they left me the possibility to label myself because I quite enjoy it. Does the poppy also have double strike and burnout 1? Maybe. Okay. Let's... Now wait up 1 second. Oh, wow. There's some kind of a lock on our desk. And we've gotten one piece. I suspect it indicates to us that this is one part of the locking mechanism. Probably want to collect these so that we know the total combination. That's interesting. Oh, wow. You can sort the archive as well. It's got 2 different racks. Let's look around to see if there's anything else hidden on our shelves. I don't think there is. Although... Oh, if you raise it high, it waters things? I don't know if this does anything. But I love doing it. Weird. This one reacts to water or something? You don't need to water mushrooms, surely. Not too much, right? I don't think a horticulturalist would just arbitrarily water everything in their shop. It seems like a really bad idea. Can you rotate notes, like with the right click? Good question. I'm not seeing any way to do it, no. You would think, right, like maybe there's a way to flip this over, but I'm not seeing anything. Hey, pie guy. Let's do another. David Schaefer. Good morning. Bloody awful weather out there today. Good for the plants, though, eh? Got a letter for you. Will collect. Gosforth is a hateful town. I was beaten and robbed and left to die in the streets. After many days, I was rescued by a kind stranger, just as I had come to fear that wickedness had infected the heart of every soul in that cursed place. I began my recovery in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower, and tears flowed down my face at the reminder that there is beauty in this world. I shall be returning to Undermere soon. Warmest regards, Amos Duncan. Amos Duncan has a pretty good looking writing. I like the look of those letters. Gosforth, woods to the south, northeast corner. Can do. Question is, where's Gosforth? Gosforth, woods to the south, northeast corner. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It's not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees. Collect. New plant acquired. That is a pretty good looking little plantalone. Oh, cool. There's like a recharge time. Recharge? It's hard to say. There's a recharge time on exploring that encourages you to do other things. I like that. I like the balance. Next. It doesn't look bright, but maybe it just needs sun to glow in. Something's got these witches in the forest stirred up. They're not letting anyone through. I had to take the long way round, down through Back Barrow. I never did trust that sisterhood. Anyway, I'm here now, and I've brought Fennet from the south to trade for some lemon dandy. Hardly worth the trouble when you factor in the extra miles I've had to cover to get here. We will collect Fennet. If we can get them, lemon dandy. If you hover over, click on Will to Explore. I have neither the time nor the inclination. You can water your plants using the watery can to learn Will to Explore. Amazing. So this does have a function. That's kind of neat, Srap. That's new. That's new. This interaction is new, at least. Lemon Dandy is what our fellow here desires. Gilbert Ames, the name of this individual. This book is conveniently alphabetical. Lemon Dandy. Its curled leaves are thought to be the origin of the name of this plant, supposedly referring to a peeled lemon rind. Among several medicinal uses, the flower of the lemon dandy is mostly associated with curing afflictions of the heart. Curled leaves. The flower looks vaguely like this, although remember, they said in the beginning, not necessarily for identification. Let's see what we've got to work with. Curled leaves. Ah. Referring to a lemon rind. Take a look at that bad boy right there. The smell is faintly off-putting, but not overpowering. But those leaves. I've never seen a plant like that. I think that's our lemon dandy. Let's try it. Plant identified. Lemon dandy. In return, we got Fennet, is what they said. Is that it right there? Was it PH or was it an F? F-E-N-N-E-T, I think, is what I recall. Does that sound right? Fennet? I think actually there's a log. And this is the lemon dandy. Let's label that real quick, too. It was a PH. Thank you. Is Fennet a thing? Oh, that's how you do it. Cool. Let me see. I thought there was a log, but maybe I'm wrong. Thanks, y'all. Thank you. The left side of the book has an index. Nice. Well, I don't know that Finnet will be in here, right? But maybe that's not what you meant. Because it was just offered to us. We don't necessarily have the identification. The identification may be from the person, right? Faye Swift. My dreams are becoming more vivid. I saw a woman, her face hidden behind a mask, and next to her, a terrifying black skeletal creature. It stood tall, its roving head scanning the landscape. And though it had no discernible face, I could sense a hint of an expression about its features. It seemed to be laughing. But not the joyous laughter of a child, a sickly, horrifying laughter that chilled me like the first breath of winter. These past weeks have been getting worse. I need sleep. Forest Camphor is what we need to get here for Faye Swift. There's a bios button, by the way. Learn something about these people. Oh wow, quite a lot. Faye grew up with her mother. Her father was rarely violent, but once is enough. When he struck her, it finally broke the hold he had over her mother, and she fled in the night. The sleeping Faye held close. Faye often has vivid dreams, but has never considered that other people do not. She came to Strange Horticulture seeking relief from her nightmares. And then we get their text log. This is the first bio that we've been offered. Interesting that none of the other characters had bios here. Forest Camphor is what we're asked to find. Forest Camphor, Camomum silva. The strong-smelling bulb of this plant has a powerful soporific effect, sleep-inducing, making it a common ingredient in sleeping drafts. The camphor produces a beautiful, rounded, dark blue cluster made up of many smaller flowers. A composite flower. Is this you? The flowers are made up of many smaller blue flowers. They smell pleasant. I think that's our dude, guy. That's our guy, dude. What? My dread rises. It says it's strong smelling and it's beautiful rounded blue clusters. Did I actually accidentally click the wrong thing? Did I not click on this? I guess it does say dark blue clusters, doesn't it? Maybe this is meant to teach me a lesson. And to remind me that I don't need to look at this. Is it you? No, light is not. It said powerful, powerful smell. Oh no, is it this? It's pungent, but not unpleasant. The bulb is a soft yellow, the leaves are waxy. Ah, bulb. Bulb. No bulb. Bulb. No bulb. Okay. Well, we're a fledgling horticulturalist. What are you going to do? You got to make some mistakes to remind you that this is a job that requires caution. Here you go. Take two. Strong smelling does not equal pleasant. I actually appreciate that. When we played the demo, I felt like... It felt to me that I could have really dealt with a misdirection earlier like that. I don't remember this being a misdirection that we ran into, although it might be the same. having a reminder right in the beginning of the game that these descriptions are not fully complete and that flowers might be similar and that you really need to carefully consider all the options, that's actually really nice. Notably, we are a third of the way up on Rising Dread. We don't know what that means, but we're feeling a sense of dread. We're feeling a steadily increasing sense of dread. We unlocked a new entry, Butterdale. Butyrum dixerot. Often found growing in clumps on valley sides, Butterdale has been used for centuries as a cure for all manner of skin rashes. The dark green leaves can be stewed and mulched to form a poultice. The flowers smell buttery to some people. To some people. One more person? Nora Butterfield. Got any wandering bew? That always reminds me of, oh, what's his name? That old hermit inventor, the Wanderer. Anyway, the bew, if you've got it. Now remember, if we have wandering bew, it's supposed to move. We can also identify it because if we touch the undersides of the mushroom, they are very scratchy, something like that.